Hello and welcome to another episode of the Top Podcast. This week we will be discussing episode 6 of Alien Earth. As always, this show is rated TVMA, so if you are young, please seek parental guidance before continuing. If you are above 18, please be aware the show has some pretty heavy subject matter, so viewer discretion is advised. My name is Mike. I'm joined as always by my good buddy Dan.
Good evening, ladies and gents.
And Hot Kyle is on set this week. Scheduling's been a complete bear, but we will all get together sooner or later and make sure we bring you full episodes with everybody shortly. But as time is of the essence, we're just knocking it out, the two of us again this week. And I have a bit of a theory that I would like to posit, and I think that's what we'll chew on this week. My theory is this: when's the last time you read Peter Pan?
It's been ages, if ever.
I was going to say, I've never read it.
Yeah.
I watched the movie as a child. I'm now 31.
Oof.
Right? Like, it's not fresh in my mind. And I think they've been playing with this Peter Pan metaphor and preying on the fact that there's not a lot of sharp Peter Pan heads out in the world right now. Because something that occurred to me on my ride home from work the other day is that Wendy is not a lost boy. And Wendy was never really a lost boy. She served the purpose of trying to get Peter Pan to realize he needed to change and grow up. And ultimately, she acts as a surrogate mother to orphaned children. And the real orphaned child that we're dealing with in this show is on the other side of a glass wall. And she's learning its language.
Okay. I
And
see where you're going with this.
We don't
No.
see it coming because it's a corruption of the original Peter Pan story, but as Wendy says in this episode, corruption's a funny thing. And so I think the whispers that I've seen, I haven't watched anybody else's videos. I've tried to stay pretty just us and our opinions while we record this. But I've seen enough thumbnails just being on the internet to know there's whispers about a new alien queen. And I think Wendy's going to be involved in that somehow.
I mean, like, it's been building up to that the whole season, it seems like. I mean, obviously she can communicate with these things, which is very new. Like, we haven't really seen that in this way before.
Yeah.
It's becoming, the xenomorph, that is, it seems to be a little more receptive to her now.
Oh, yeah, they're doing the,
Yeah.
the simultaneous movement stuff.
That thing's growing fast, too.
Yeah.
Like, exponentially.
Slower than Romulus, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, still keeping up with that trope of inconsistent growth rates.
Yeah, they grow as fast as the plot wants them to. And honestly, I'm just okay with that at this point. That's just kind of how it's going to be. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm not sure how it's going to work. But I see Wendy ending up kind of on the side of the alien when everything finally starts coming to a head, which it definitely seems like it's about to.
Yeah, we've been making comments for the past 2 episodes now of, oh, this is critical mass. Oh,
Yeah.
this is critical mass. No, this has got to be
It's
critical
gotta
mass. Like,
We're going to keep predicting it until we're right.
yeah.
But I'm pretty
Episode
sure
8.
we are this time. Yeah, literally. It's just set up all the way through the end of the season. Season 2 is when the bubble pops.
It's like, I knew it.
But I mean, at this point, we got a face hugger.
Yep.
It is on. You have his name. I
Arthur.
believe. Arthur. Yes.
Poor bastard.
Yeah. What a rough day for Arthur. He gets fired. His wife just kind of leaves him out to dry a little bit,
Yeah.
and then as a consolation prize, this poor Smee just is like, I need you to get face hugged. Sorry, they got my mom.
Yeah, no, that is literally one of the most undeserving ways to go in this show, or in this movie, the
Right.
movie series in general.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gotten it this bad before.
No, I think Newton Ripley would have been up there if they'd got in Aliens, but like otherwise, this is just the most cold-blooded thing. But you almost like you kind of feel for him because like, what's he supposed to do? He's a kid, and
Yeah.
this maniac has his family, like, or at least I'm not even sure if he does. Like, I think because we've seen Morrow out and about, I'm not even convinced he has the family anymore. But
Yeah.
this kid's not going to know that.
Well, that's just it. Is like he being an adult has so much leverage in this situation that it's crazy.
It's insane. How about that scene between Morrow and Timothy Olyphant?
I really liked that scene. First off, full-on confirmation, Timothy Olyphant is an android. I know we've been back and forth about this.
We've been pretty sure, but like every now and then he does stuff where you're like, huh?
He's like, I seem a little human, but, you know, maybe that's just a quirk of his model.
Yeah.
And I did really like that sequence. It was just this very tense back and forth moment, kind of going back to like a hint of jealousy almost I felt from Morrow.
Yeah.
But
and then you got Timothy Olyphant being like, "Come on, you clanker!" Like, like he's just like he's sitting there. There's this weird robot racism thing going down. I really liked the way it was shot, where they had the mirrors on the elevator, and so you'd see like doubles of one character, but just I don't know how to describe it. But that was really cool.
Yeah.
Just everything about that scene was unsettling and really well done. I enjoyed the mediation.
Yeah.
Nothing earth-shattering there, but like it was really cool to see Boy Genius just go to town on Yutani. I thought it was going to be like he's going to start getting his comeuppance, but instead he started pulling cards out. And
that was a crazy power move too, coming right into the boardroom, just putting his feet up on the table. Like,
my goodness.
Just like making a point about this needs to be a professional conversation. This guy just does not give a shit.
He's like, I'm here, I'm gonna win. And even when I was like, oh, he's about to just get destroyed because he can't keep himself in check, he's like, no, I have all the cards.
Yep.
And he played them. I wish Kyle was here, because I really want to gloat about Isaac, and he was just there to die, so that we could feel for him. And the flies, he was there to set up the flies the whole time.
That was done really well.
Yeah,
because like as soon as they pulled out the box where it was nothing but tech, and you're like, okay, these things eat technology. Mm-hmm. An android is walking into the enclosure with the flies that eat technology. I'm like, this can't go well.
Dude, it hurts so bad. He like the second he opened the door, I was just like, dude, stop, don't, please. Like it was almost as visceral as when the baby ticks were in the water.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't as gross, but I was like, come on, please don't do this. Like he said, follow protocol, and you're not following protocol. And it's so interesting because now we have threats for everything. Like these things that can kill xenomorphs are now wildly susceptible to the flies. How did we see stag beetles? Because we both saw that stag beetle, right?
Yeah, it's like just from the top when it has its snout extended. It looks more like a beetle, but we learned in this episode that it's like retractable. It's almost like a freaking water balloon that shoots water, but it's acidic.
Yeah.
Is it acidic? I couldn't tell if it's just like a toxin or what it is.
I don't know what it was, but it messed that poor dude up.
Yeah,
and quick.
Yeah, I hope he can't feel pain, because that was a heck of a way to go if not.
Yeah, that's well, I feel like he can't, because that jumps back to that interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was so much more threatening. I almost like spaced on this part, but when they're like, it's kind of fun killing the cyborg because they can feel the pain. Like,
you're right. I do remember that conversation.
So luckily he was just shorting out. So I'm sure he felt a lot of fear.
Yeah.
But at least he didn't hurt. I guess that's something.
It's
one crappy consolation prize.
Slightly better. It's slightly better than garbage. One thing I will point out about that scene though is the sheep. The sheep literally orchestrated that entire thing right there.
Yeah, the sheep is out for himself. Mm-hmm. Any questions about where the sheep's loyalties lie, I feel like were answered right then and there.
But to add to that, though, my interesting point is, like, what was the reasoning behind doing that? Like, knocking the glass, knowing that he would lock him in. Was it just purely to kill Isaac? Or was it to see if he was a machine or if he was a human? Because I don't think this eyeball is trying to stick around with the sheep for very much longer.
Oh.
It's been eyeballing people.
So, is your theory that the flies... Because we don't know what the flies' effect on people is.
Yeah.
I got to imagine that stuff isn't good for humans, though.
It can't be if it's going to completely melt the robot's face off.
Like, yeah,
I can't imagine.
It can't... But at the same time, it's like, if you can do that, why haven't you just melted your way out of this box yet?
That's a fair point I thought of, too, because, like, if it was really acidic, I feel like breakable glass, like,
Right?
shouldn't hold, but...
Yeah. And so I have a lot of questions. I still want to know. They keep not letting us know what the full scope of the garlic clove is.
They're keeping that one, like, in the back pocket for probably, like, the last episode.
It's going to be awesome when it happens, I'm sure, but...
How cool would it be if Boy Cavalier dies to that thing and that's how we find out what it does? They save that as the final trump card, be like the last thing that happens.
Something, yeah, it's going to get somebody. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it doesn't seem like it's mobile.
No,
You know?
it sticks in one spot.
Yeah,
That's
like
it.
I imagine it hangs from a tree, or a space tree, and waits for something unsuspecting to walk under it.
Yeah.
And so how that's going to end up working in this scenario is all kinds of fascinating. Because I'm sure they got something clever cooked up for it.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have not disappointed in the writing department with that kind of thing yet.
No, honestly, if you had told me we were going to get a setup episode, one episode of, like, Carnage, and then, what has it been, 3 full setup episodes, and then 1 flashback episode, I'd have been like, that's kind of disappointing. Every episode's been so good.
Yeah.
Like, I would not have guessed, and I'm sure the flashback episode helps with the feeling and the pacing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got some action last episode, which is awesome. But I did not see this much setup happening. I am so hungry for things to start happening.
Yep.
But I'm also not mad at, like, every time they add new layers to it, I'm like, oh, this is so interesting.
That's the nice thing about having an 8-hour show is you can literally take your time.
Right? Do whatever you want. And they have. So, the escape, because Arthur, yes?
Arthur.
Yep.
Yeah.
Arthur set up the brother with the codes to get out of there.
Yep.
So,
It's coming.
it's coming, yeah. You know, Wendy leaves Neverland, at least in the Disney version. I've never read the book. And she gets her brothers out with her. So, like, ultimately, assuming that the corruption doesn't go further than what we've already seen, I think maybe she uses the xenomorph and the codes, and they bust out. They get out somehow together.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. Is like the end game of this going to be some huge like show-stopping blockbuster sequence of a xenomorph, like, I don't want to call it an insurrection, but against Boy Cavalier and all his
Right.
people.
Well, and it's kind of poetic when you think about it. You got a human, a synthetic, and an alien
Yep.
potentially poised to team up to take on the company.
Yeah.
Like, or at least this show's version of the company. Like, it's not Wayland Yutani, but he's clearly just as bad. And so, I don't know. It could be pretty cool. I'm excited to see. Once more, I'm excited to see what happens next.
And, correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't seen anything like that before either, where a xenomorph is considered friendly.
Not in anything mainline that we've
Yeah.
gone through. Yeah, I'm sure there's some nonsense in the comic books where there's a even worse threat, but
Yeah.
I would not know.
That'd be a super cool friend to have in your back pocket for sure.
Right?
But
It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see how much control Wendy is actually able to exert. Like, is she going to be the queen, or is this all going to blow up in her face as soon as that thing's free and doesn't need her anymore?
yeah, because I mean, we could see in the beginning of the episode she's been practicing like every night with that thing. It wasn't always listening to her, so like, I don't know.
Right.
It's still a wild animal at the end of the day. I wouldn't trust something that dangerous, but
Also, oh my gosh, I can't believe we almost didn't touch on this. They just reset Red.
Red.
The girl with the red hair, pregnant
Tibbs.
girl.
Oh yeah,
yes.
yeah. Just wiped her memory completely.
Sorry, I have a bad habit of just naming characters
No,
myself.
you're good. You're good.
But yeah, that was, like, it's almost worse.
Yeah.
Like, because Wendy was like, no, you said all these things. And she's like, what do you mean? Well, like, she got this weird, and Arthur warned, he was like, it could be worse.
Yeah.
And so, what is going to be worse is super fascinating. I'm excited to see that. I think we're due to see something from wants to be the favorite girl as well.
She's been out of the spotlight for a couple episodes now. Like,
So-
they spend a lot of time on that in, like, episode 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's like, there's got to be a payoff there.
Yeah, there's no way they just
Yeah.
primed that up to go nowhere. So I feel like we're going to get some of her in the next episode. And
Or has she been working behind the scenes the entire time?
I suppose she could have been.
Because, I mean, if she's, like, Boy Cavalier's, like, shadow hand right now, or whatever you want to call it, like, I don't see it out of the realm of possibility that she's been doing stuff this entire time.
It's not. It is by no means out of the realm of possibility. Also, Timothy Oliphant knows what's going on and is seemingly doing nothing about it.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's clearly, at least I feel, there's, like, a sense of discontent from him.
Yes.
Clearly, but, like, his allegiance isn't clear either way. Is he out for himself at this point? I don't know. Like,
Yeah. I'm very fascinated. I would love a little backstory on him.
Yeah.
And or even just backstory on his model in general that we can understand. Like, how does this guy operate? Because Walter's programming wouldn't have let him do this.
No.
You know?
No way.
Bishop's programming wouldn't have let him do this. And so, what's going on? What's the catch? How is this guy able to just let this happen unless Boy Genius has some kind of a bigger plan? I don't know.
Who knows? I do know, though, that Kirsch really climbing up my list of androids now.
Yeah.
Like, if he might actually be able to knock David off if he keeps up what he's doing.
Yeah. Some guy, I would. Him, David, and Andy can have some kind of, like, battle royale ultimate showdown for my affections whenever they want. I'm down for it. But he's been such a great character. I know we can't really count Morrow as like a full-fledged synthetic.
Yeah, he's like half a point there.
But like he might be my favorite character in the show so far. And there's not a bad character in the entire show. Like,
not really. I mean, some of the kids are weak, but I think that's just a byproduct of them being kids. So
yeah.
outside of that, yeah, I think you're right.
Do you mean weak physically or just like or / mentally, or do you mean like as characters?
I mean, as
they're not.
That's a hard one to
yeah.
answer because like they're written as kids extremely well.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think they are serving exactly the purpose that the script and the plot wants them to serve.
Yeah.
But they aren't being given intentionally the same level of.
Yeah.
Like they're just not as big of plot pieces as some of these other characters, and so they're not going to be. But the acting and the writing is still so good that like they're doing their job perfectly.
Yeah, you can literally look at these people, grown adults, and still say that is a child.
Yeah, it's incredible. I don't know how they're doing it.
Really
Like,
good mannerisms.
I've never pretended to be an actor, but like I've never seen anything like this in a show before. Like it feels groundbreaking in terms of acting, and I am not a big enough cinephile to be saying that, but it feels that way.
I would be inclined to agree. I mean, Smee really sells it every time I watch this kid.
Smee
This
is
guy.
incredible. He's
Yeah.
so good. Yeah, exactly.
Freudian slip, but like,
Yeah.
that's exactly my point.
Yeah. Or love the scene. What's the black guy's name? Do you know?
That is Smee. So
Oh, that is me. Okay, yeah.
Slightly is
Yeah.
the guy with the face hugger.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Both of them are so good, but yeah, no. Okay,
Both
so
of those
Smee-
two are like neck and neck for probably the best.
they're so good, but yeah, he like his like irritation that they're not just playing games.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't need to be there, but it enhances the show so much that they thought to do that.
Yeah.
Like it's those things you get to do with 8 hours that would get completely cut from the movie. But I'm glad it's there.
Some casual comic relief, like, can't beat it.
100%. All right, well, a bit of a shorter episode this week, but I feel like it was, like you said, a lot of condensed things. A lot happened, but it was all really just efficiently compact, and there's not much more to say. But keep an eye out for Kyle and Kayleen. Their review will be coming shortly. And if you enjoyed the episode, give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe. You know all the stuff. You're a pro at this point. And until next time, she's perfectly safe.
That's what I like to hear.
She's not safe. She's in deep trouble.